Seattle rain has its own language. Tonight, it whispers against my Tesla Model Y's windows as I sit in Microsoft's Building 92 parking lot, staring at my phone screen. 3 missed calls from Tyler. My stomach tightens at the sight of his name. The dashboard clock reads 9:43 p.m., its blue glow casting shadows across my hands. I should be home by now, playing the role of the perfect corporate wife. Instead, I'm frozen in place, my finger hovering over Tyler's name. My stepson never calls this late. The rain intensifies, drumming against the roof like anxious fingers. Like my heart against my ribs. I swipe to return his call, but it goes straight to voicemail. Through the windshield, the Seattle skyline glimmers like a string of wet pearls. Space Needle pierces the low-hanging clouds, its lights diffused in the mist. My mother would say this is an omen. The Chinese words float through my mind, unbidden. I push them away, just as I've pushed away so much of my heritage to fit into this polished, corporate world. The world where Rachel Chen Williams is a success story. Senior product manager at Microsoft. Perfect wife to Mark Williams, tech entrepreneur. Living the American dream in a Queen and Victorian with a view of the Sound. If only they knew. The rain grows heavier as I navigate through the quiet streets. Past the trendy Capitol Hill cafes where I pretend to enjoy $5 lattes. Past the Asian markets I secretly visit when I'm craving a taste of home. My Tesla's autopilot handles the wet roads while my mind drifts to 6 months ago. The day Tyler announced his startup's failure. The day he asked to move back home. The day everything began to shift. I still remember Mark's face when he got the call. He needs time, he said, not looking up from his MacBook Pro. As if our son was just another project to manage. Our son. The word still feels strange on my tongue. Tyler was 16 when I married Mark. Now he's 26, and sometimes when he looks at me, I push that thought away too. The house comes into view, its Victorian architecture softened by rain and darkness. All the windows are dark except for one. Tyler's room. My heart does that thing again. That forbidden flutter. I park in the garage, gathering my courage along with my Prada bag. The house is quiet as I enter through the kitchen. Too quiet. Tyler? My voice sounds strange in the darkness. Up here. His voice floats down from upstairs, pulling me like gravity. I find him in his room, surrounded by empty Red Bull cans and lines of code on multiple monitors. His dark hair is a mess, his t-shirt wrinkled. He looks so young. So lost. You called? He turns, and something in his eyes makes my breath catch. Dad's leaving for the Metaverse conference tomorrow. Not what I expected. I know. 3 weeks in Singapore. His eyes hold mine. I know that too. The rain taps against his window, a STE. Oddie rhythm like a heartbeat. Like the pulse I can feel in my throat. Rachel. The way he says my name. Not Mom. Not Mrs. Williams. Rachel. We should talk. For words that change everything. I sink into his desk chair, suddenly unsteady. About what? But I know. God help me, I know. About this. He gestures between us, at the charged space that's been growing for months. There is no this, I say, but my voice betrays me. He leans forward, his eyes intense in the blue light of his monitors. You feel it too. Not a question. A statement. My hands grip the arms of the chair. You're my stepson. And you're my father's wife. His voice is bitter. But that's not all you are. The rain grows louder, as if trying to drown out his words. As if trying to wash away this moment. Tyler, please. Please what? He stands, moving closer. Please pretend this isn't happening? My heart pounds so hard I'm sure he can hear it. Please pretend I don't see the way you look at me? Another step. Please pretend I don't notice how you avoid being alone with me? I should leave. I should run. Instead, I sit frozen as he kneels before me. Rachel. My name again, like a prayer. Like a sin. His hand finds mine. Electricity shoots through me. Tell me you don't feel this. I can't. God help me, I can't. We can't, I whisper. Why not? Such a simple question. Such an impossible answer. Because. But the reasons scatter like cherry blossoms in a storm. His thumb traces circles on my palm. My skin burns where he touches me. Because it's wrong? Yes. Because you're confused? Maybe. Because you don't want me? Oh God. His eyes hold mine. Dark. Knowing. Waiting. The rain continues its relentless rhythm. Washing away excuses. Washing away resistance. Washing away everything but this moment. This truth. This inevitable collision. I should pull away. I should be stronger. Instead, I let my fingers intertwine with his. Let myself drown in his eyes. Let myself admit, just for a moment, what I've been fighting for months. The monitors cast their blue glow over us. Lines of code scroll endlessly. Like the lines we're about to cross. Like the boundaries we're about to break. Outside, Seattle continues its rainy dance. Inside, my world tilts on its axis. And nothing will ever be the same. The next morning dawns gray and heavy with mist. Typical Seattle weather, matching my turbulent thoughts. Mark is already gone, his side of the bed cold and untouched. The metaverse conference in Singapore more important than goodbye. My phone buzzes with Slack notifications from my team. Product launch deadlines. Meeting requests. The normal rhythm of corporate life trying to reassert itself. But nothing feels normal anymore. I can hear Tyler moving around downstairs. The Nespresso machine whirring. Cabinet doors opening and closing. Each sound makes my heart skip. My REFL. Action in the bathroom mirror looks the same. Successful tech executive. Perfect stepmother. Lies, all of it. The truth burns in my chest like green tea steeped too long. I check my Instagram feed out of habit. Pictures of last week's charity gala at the Space Needle. Mark and I smiling. The perfect power couple. If they only knew. The kitchen smells of coffee and rain when I finally venture down. Tyler stands at the counter, his back to me. Morning light catches on his dark hair. He's wearing a faded Amazon hackathon t-shirt and joggers. So casual. So dangerous. Morning, I manage, my voice steadier than I feel. He turns, and my breath catches. Hey. One word. So much meaning. He hands me a coffee cup, our fingers brushing. Lightning shoots through me. I pull back too quickly, coffee sloshing. Careful, he murmurs. The kitchen suddenly feels too small. Too intimate. I have meetings, I say, retreating behind work talk. Virtual? Yes. He nods, something like relief crossing his features. Good. The word hangs between us. Heavy with possibility. My phone pings. A message from Mark. Tyler sees his father's name and tenses. Delete it. His voice is hard. Possessive. I do. Without reading it. Without hesitation. The look he gives me makes my knees weak. I should go. I know. But as I turn to leave, his hand catches my wrist. Rachel. That voice. That touch. We need to talk about last night. I close my eyes. Feel his pulse against my skin. Not now. When? I don't know. He releases me, but I can feel his gaze following me up the stairs. My home office feels like a sanctuary. And a prison. I join my first video call, camera perfectly positioned. Professional smile in place. No one can see my trembling hands. Or my racing heart. Or the way I keep glancing at my closed door. Knowing he's just downstairs. The morning crawls by in a blur of meetings. I speak about user interfaces and market strategies. My voice sounds normal. Professional. While underneath, I'm unraveling. Around noon, a knock makes me jump. Come in. Tyler appears with a plate of dim sum. Thought you might be hungry. Got it from Din Tai Fung. My favorite. He remembers. Thanks. He sets the plate down, careful not to touch me. But I can feel his warmth. His presence. How are the meetings? Small talk. When did we need small talk? Fine. Good. He lingers by my desk. Rachel. Don't. We can't ignore it forever. Watch me. He laughs softly, but there's no humor in it. You're shaking. I look down at my hands. He's right. Tyler, please. Tell me you don't want me. The words hang in the air between us. Electric. Dangerous. I can't. The truth slips out before I can stop it. His eyes darken. Then why are we fighting this? I stand abruptly, needing distance. Because it's wrong. Says who? Everyone. I don't care about everyone. He MOV. ES closer. I only care about you. My back hits the wall. When did I move? When did he get so close? We can't, I whisper. But I don't push him away. His hand cups my cheek. We already are. And then he's kissing me. And I'm kissing him back. And everything else falls away. The world stops. Shifts. Realigns itself around this moment. His lips on mine. His hands in my hair. My heart exploding in my chest. It's wrong. It's right. It's everything. A notification chime breaks the spell. We spring apart, breathing hard. Reality crashes back. Oh God, I whisper. Don't. This can't happen again. But even as I say it, I know it's a lie. He knows it too. I can see it in his eyes. Tonight, he says. Not a question. A promise. Then he's gone, leaving me with swollen lips and a racing heart. And the knowledge that I'm falling. Fast. Hard. Into something I can't control. Into something that could destroy everything. Into something that feels more real than anything has in years. The rain continues outside my window. Seattle's constant companion. Like the guilt that should be consuming me. But all I can think about is tonight. And how much I want it to come. And how much I fear it. And how I've never felt more alive. Or more damned. The afternoon stretches endlessly before me. Each tick of the clock brings night closer. Brings him closer. I try to focus on my work. On quarterly reports and team evaluations. But my mind keeps drifting. To his lips. His touch. His promise of tonight. At 3 p.m., my mother calls from San Francisco. Her face appears on FaceTime, concerned. You look tired. If only she knew why. I'm fine, Mom. Mark still working too much? A different kind of guilt twists in my stomach. You know how tech is. She frowns, seeing too much. As mothers do. Something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Everything's wrong. I end the call quickly, making excuses about meetings. My mother's words echo in my head. Along with everything else she taught me about duty. About family. About honor. The rain turns to mist outside my window. Space Needle appears and disappears in the fog. Like my resolve. At 5 p.m., I hear Tyler's footsteps on the stairs. My heart races. But he passes my office. The front door opens and closes. Gone for his evening run. I breathe easier. And miss him more. My phone buzzes with a text. Tyler, Pike Place Market. 7 p.m. My fingers hover over the keyboard. I should say no. Should end this now. Instead, I type okay. One word. Sealing my fate. At 6:45, I tell myself I'm not going. At 6:50, I'm changing my clothes. Dark jeans. Cashmere sweater. At 6:55, I'm in my Tesla. Driving through the misty evening. The market is closing when I arrive. Most vendors packing up their flowers and fish. But the lights still glow. And there he is. Waiting under the famous sign. Looking like every dream I shouldn't have. You came, he says softly. I shouldn't have. But you did. He takes my hand, leads me through the nearly empty market, past closed stalls and dimmed lights, up to the secret rooftop garden few tourists know about. The city spreads out below us, lights twinkling through the mist. I used to come here as a kid, he says. With your mom? His hand tightens on mine. Yeah. Silence stretches between us, full of unspoken things. She would hate this, he finally says. This? Us. That word. Us. It shouldn't make my heart race. But it does. There is no us, I whisper. He turns to face me. Isn't there? His hands frame my face. Tell me you don't feel this. Tyler. Tell me. But I can't. Because his lips are on mine. And I'm drowning. In him. In us. In everything we shouldn't be. The kiss deepens. Desperate. Hungry. My back hits the railing. Seattle spreads out behind me. Witness to our sin. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. Come home with me, he whispers. I can't. Your apartment. Not the house. I haven't used my Belltown apartment in months. Kept it as an escape. Never knowing it would be for this. Tyler. Please. One word. Breaking down my last defense. The drive is a blur. His hand on my thigh. My pulse in my throat. The elevator ride is endless. His eyes never leaving mine. The apartment door barely closes before he's kissing me again. And I'm lost. In his touch. His taste. His everything. Clothes fall away. Barriers crumble. Until there's nothing left. Nothing but us. And this moment. And the knowledge that there's no going back. Later, as Seattle's lights twinkle through my bedroom window. As his heartbeat steadies under my ear. Reality starts to creep back in. What are we doing? I whisper. His arms tighten around me. Living. It's wrong. Does it feel wrong? No. God help me, no. It feels like coming home. Like waking up. Like finally breathing after years underwater. We can't tell anyone, I say. I know. Your father. Don't. His kiss silences me. Erases everything but this. But us. Outside, the mist turns back to rain. Seattle's endless tears. Washing away the old. Making way for something new. Something dangerous. Something beautiful. I should feel guilty. Should feel ashamed. Instead, I feel alive. For the first time in years. Maybe for the first time ever. And as Tyler pulls me closer. As his lips find mine again. I know one thing for certain. This is just the beginning. Of everything. Of us. Of the end of life as I know it. And I don't care. Not tonight. Not in his arms. Not when everything finally feels right. Even if it's wrong. Especially if it's wrong. The rain continues to fall. But we don't hear it anymore. Lost in our own world. Our own reality. Where nothing exists but this. But us. And the night stretches endless before us. Full of promises. Full of Dan. Jares. Full of everything we shouldn't want. But do. God help us, we do. Days blur into a dangerous routine. Microsoft meetings by day. Tyler's arms by night. My life splits in two. The perfect corporate wife in Queen Anne. The woman who comes alive in a Belltown apartment. Mark calls from Singapore. His voice distant through the Zoom screen. The metaverse project is expanding. How much longer? Another week. Maybe two. Relief floods through me. Followed by shame. Tyler watches from the kitchen as I end the call. His eyes dark with possession. He doesn't deserve you. Stop. It's true. He crosses the room. Pulls me into his arms. Makes me forget everything else. But we can't hide forever. Reality intrudes one morning in the form of an email. Startup accelerator in San Francisco, Tyler says over breakfast. My coffee cup freezes halfway to my lips. What? They want my AI project. That's wonderful. The words taste like ash. He reaches across the table. Takes my hand. I'm not going. Tyler, you have to. No. Your future is here. His grip tightens. With you. We can't live like this forever. Why not? Such innocence in the question. Such danger. People will find out. Let them. You don't mean that. I do. He stands. Comes around the table. Pulls me to my feet. I love you. The words hang between us. Beautiful. Terrible. True. Not like this, I whisper. Exactly like this. His hands frame my face. I've never been more sure of anything. I close my eyes. Feel tears slip down my cheeks. We'll lose everything. We'll have each other. So simple in his mind. So impossible in reality. But when he kisses me, God, when he kisses me, reality seems far away. Unimportant. That afternoon, I have a board meeting downtown. Can't postpone it again. I'll be back by dinner, I promise. He kisses me goodbye at the door. Like a lover. Not a stepson. The meeting drags. My mind wanders. Back to him. Always to him. When it finally ends, I rush home. The apartment is dark when I arrive. Silent. Wrong. Tyler? No answer. His laptop sits open on the coffee table. Screen dark. A note beside it. My hands shake as I pick it up. Read his familiar handwriting. Dad knows. Had to go. Don't try to find me. I'm sorry. I love you. The paper crumples in my fist. My knees give out. I sink to the floor. The world spins, tilts, shatters. My phone buzzes. A text from Mark. Coming home early. We need to talk. Rage fills me. Hot. Blinding. I call Tyler's number. Straight to voicemail. Again. 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 Nothing. Hours pass. Or maybe minutes. Time loses meaning. I pace the apartment. Every room haunted by memories. By touches. By kisses. By love. My phone keeps buzzing. Mark. 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 Finally, I answer. What did you do? My voice doesn't sound like my own. What I had to. Where is he? Saf. E. From me? Bitter laughter. From both of us. You have no right. I have every right. His voice hardens. He's my son. And I love him. The words escape before I can stop them. Mark's intake of breath is sharp. Listen to yourself, Rachel. I do. And for the first time, I don't hear anything wrong. Tell me where he is. No. Mark. It's done. The line goes dead. I stare at my phone. At the walls that witnessed our love. At the bed where we last slept. Something shifts inside me. Hardens. Resolves. I open my laptop. Start searching. I will find him. Whatever it takes. Wherever he is. I will find my love. My everything. And this time no one will separate us. The night stretches ahead. Full of possibilities. Full of plans. Full of love that refuses to die. I am his lover. I am his future. And I will burn down the world to get him back. The rain falls harder over Seattle. Another night begins. But this one will be different. Because now I have nothing left to lose. And everything to fight for. And